Happy Tuesday to those who celebrate. It is April 7th, and I'm so glad you decided to join me. Sorry, I missed last week, but I had COVID and I was not feeling camera worthy, but I'm feeling better, back in action. It's good to see you. Since it is April, this is the first Tuesday of Autism Acceptance Month slash Autism Awareness Month, depending on who you ask. And this is a very important month for me. Why? Because I work with, teach, and am friends with many individuals with autism. And I mean, there's so much to know about autism because it is such a wide spectrum of conditions. And the experiences are so varied amongst the individuals with autism. Um, as I like to do, I'm going to start with a poem by someone with autism, and it's going to provide a segue into what I want to talk about today. So, this poem is by someone named Nikki Sutherland, the poem's called Living on the Spectrum, and I found this on the artofautism.com. I'm going to link that below because that's a website that compiles a lot of art by individuals with autism, and I think it's a great thing to highlight it and magnify. So if you're interested, if you like this poem, there's more down below. Living on the spectrum. I live in a spectrum of color and lights, where here it is dark and here it is bright, but mostly I balance on the shades in between. In my world, yellow is happy and blue is sad, and a rainbow is what I am. A rainbow of colors, the shape of a circle, where the ink bleeds from beginning to end. My colors, they shine like lights, bursting from me. Society wants to dim the lights, put a lid on them, tuck them away from everyone's eyes. Because somehow I'm never enough. I'm always too much. Not disabled enough for this, too disabled for that. Not gay enough for this, too gay for that. But my world, this spectrum, is not just a puzzle, though I am a piece. There are no slots, no puzzle shaped holes, but maybe this piece was not meant to fit in. Maybe none of us were. I'll spin, I'll stim, I'll flap, I'll be who I am, and love who I love, and think how I think, and stand where I stand. I'll drop my balancing act, uncap the lid, let out my light, and break out of the shades in between. What a lovely poem that is. Um, and it really hits on a point that I want to talk about today, which is the idea of masking. If you don't know, um, masking is kind of the act of changing your behavior, how you act, and how you present to the world to fit what the expectations of society are, what normal is. Um, I think we all have that experience from time to time of trying to, change our behavior to fit the circumstances, whatever that is. But for some people, um, especially those on the autism spectrum, they might have to do that all of the time. Um, so a lot of their interactions, they might be trying to mask some of their behaviors. They might be trying not to stim, might be trying not to be too emotional or not emotional enough. Some people really don't like looking in people's eyes, but they feel like they need to. So they have to pretend all day long, every day. You know what happens? They get exhausted. It is emotionally exhausting. It can be physically exhausting and certainly mentally draining. Um, but the opposite of that, what I want to talk about is when you find people or circumstances where you can not mask, for those individuals who are used to masking, they find that those spaces, those friends are so rejuvenating for them. Um, and the literature will bear this out. People who do not have to mask, they have lower rates of depression, lower rates of anxiety, higher rates of prosocial behavior. They have less cortisol in their body, the blood pressure is lower, and it's just an easier existence. So, I guess my tip or my suggestion, which I mean, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect either. But if you, I would recommend trying to provide space to individuals, especially those of our friends or colleagues or neighbors who are neurodivergent. Try to give enough space and give that understanding so that people don't need to mask as much. Um, and maybe with some of your closest friends, people you are closest to, I bet that you can be more yourself with your close friends. Imagine that feeling, but kind of magnified for those who have to mask all day long. It feels really good, and it's good to provide that space for people. So the more understanding we can offer to those around us, the less they will have to mask, and the better they'll feel. And maybe you're one of the people that have to mask, and I'm sorry you have to do that. I've experienced a little bit, but not as much as some other neurodivergent folks. So I want you to know, if you're watching this video, you're perfect just as you are right now. You do not have to hide yourself. You don't have to change yourself. Don't have to change a thing. I accept you exactly as you are right now. I'm going to give that a second to sink in. Let's just sit together for a few seconds and accept each other. So I accept you. Don't change a thing. Thanks for sitting there with me. I appreciate you. Appreciate you joining. And remember, you don't have to mask. You don't have to hide who you are. You're great, but then self acceptance might have to be a skill that we work on. I know I do. All right, so that brings us to the end of today. I do want to share a positive channel, like I try to at the end of every video. If you want more positive content, this one has a little bit of a more educational lean. So I am a teacher. I like learning things. My positive channel for today is called Gutsick Gibbon. She is a doctoral student. She's about to get her doctorate in biology, and she shares all kind of information on primate biology. Fun fact for the day to get you hooked, she released this today in her today video. Do you know what pet we are closest related to? Like household pet that humans share the most DNA with? You got any guesses? It's bunnies and rodents. So bunnies and mice and rabbits. They are close. They are the closest pets in to us genetically. Cats and dogs, sorry, you miss out on this one. So check out Gutsick Gibbon if you want some nice biology content. Otherwise, have a great Tuesday. I'll see you next week.